my parents. And there's going to be a little bit of background, but I'm still going to keep their identity a secret to anyone that doesn't know me or my family. Now I'm going to start it off with I may not have been per se the best daughter. And you know what? I beat myself up for it. I really do. And you know what? Even if it means breakfast in bed the next day or making dinner or whatever, not only to test my culinary skills, but to serve my parents, not exact, but almost replica meals that they have made, biscuits and gravy, or pancakes, or even waffles. Now, I want to say thank you when they find this video, or if I show it to them. Thank you so very much for everything you have done for me. And although it was last month, considering it's the 1st of June, happy Mother's Day, Mom, to my dad, because it's coming up. Happy Father's Day. Now, to kick it off with the backstory, or not kick it off, but something similar, I guess. My dad, let's call him Bob. B-O-B. Bob. Now, he is in the best ways possible. He is a headstrong, strong, and we'll say caring in every way possible father. Albeit he's only missed 1 year of my life, he still knows me like an open book, cover to cover. He has been there for me, no matter what. Whether it be long distance that 1 year, or the rest of my life, every single day. Then my stepmom. Now, I don't call her stepmom, I don't call her by her first name. I call her Mom. So my stepmom, Mom. Let's call her, for this video, Jolene. Now, the fact that she could read me cover to cover like an open book and has missed 10 years of my life, because I was about 10 years old when I first met her. Personally, not over the phone. She could read me cover to cover like she's been there my whole life. And you know what? Mom, if you're watching, tell me your secret. Because you know what? I envy that. Because you could miss a decade, literally a decade, and you still know more about me than I know about myself. She has not one, not two, she has 6 children, 3 of which she has adopted via the marriage. Now, one of which, my half-sister, I'm not going to mention her in this one, complete safety reasons, other than this moment. She lives off on her own, long distance, and she's doing really well. She even calls my stepmom Mom, like I did. My biological brother, I'm not going to get into him just yet, he has gotten into a bit of trouble. And then there's me. She has 3 of her own biologically, and you know what? They're doing good on their own, and they try to do every day possible. We have loving pets, and here's the thing that me and my stepmom have in common. Me and Jolene, we both love animals. Through inspiration of Open Heart and Bleeding Heart, there is the fact that we have rescued and or adopted a total of 13 animals. Lost a few over time, Lord rest their soul. And we have had pets, and we have cared for them. And how this relates to that is the pets, they were on their own. They didn't have much. Same with me and my brother. And my mom, having her open heart, she took us in. She reads us both like open books, and she knows just about everything about us. And you know what? I am proud that this is my family. I am proud that born from one and through marriage another, right? I am very proud I'm very proud that this is my family. And a lot of this is a little long overdue. I know I have not been the best daughter. You know what? I've mentioned it in the first beginning of the video. I really do beat myself up for all of that. I really do. But there are days, ideas, thoughts that I have. Now, ideas would be trying to replicate Dad's sweet tea, or at least trying to think about how I could replicate it, or trying to figure out and help, of course, and help by watching or help by helping make Mom's very delicious salmon patties. Still don't know how she does it, but I think I'm gonna leave it to her. I don't want to ruin that recipe, not even making it on my own, but it would be nice to be taught the recipe sometime in the future. Full disclosure. When I come down to the realization that I've not been the best daughter for a good portion of my life, I start thinking, what is one possible way that I could owe it to them publicly without having to leave the house, you know, or having to say very much, but be absolutely honest and be there one way or another. I'm gonna say it. Mom, Dad, should I show y'all this video or y'all watch it at some point because you stumble upon it? Just know that I really do care. I may not show it sometimes, but you know what? There are days that I wish I was you, where I could have it figured out, where I know one way or another what can be done, what gets done, and how it gets done. That I was you, and I could take care of everything and help you in every possible way. By all means, knowing that, you know what? You guys have shoes way bigger than I could fill. I respect that, and I really do love that y'all try every day. So I'm going to give thanks out to the mothers and fathers out there that try every day for their kids, and who are there for their kids every single day of their life. And then there's this phrase, and it's a common joke among high schoolers and the occasional YouTube short, and sometimes TikToks as well. I find that very rude. Here's the phrase, and I'm going to quote it. I bet you eat your cereal with milk, comma, because your dad never came back, shit. I bet you eat your cereal with water, because your dad never came back, the milk. You know, that is very offensive to people who have actually had their father in their life. Me, an example, my father was only missing for 1 year. So if you want to consider that and turn that into a joke and say, hey, let's just turn this into a social media famous thing, that is very rude and inconsiderable. Because my dad was missing for 1 year. People were understanding. There was a divorce going on. A lot of stuff was going on, and you know what? There were people who were talking about me behind my back. This was a long time ago. And then when I think back on that, I start having empathy for those. And this social media thing is going on. And it's like, it's just really rude. Because there's not a person that I can think of anytime nowadays that's not a millennial or any of that sorts. anything that is above millennial and you have parents and they're allowing this to happen, that kind of hurts other people's feelings. So, because my dad was missing for a year, and that got me thinking on an empathetic way. How would people feel that their dad is not in their life because of a tragic situation, or a divorce, or even in any remote possible way? An illness, a sickness, something that they got hurt, injured, or even died from. People nowadays, and there is a lot of people out there who could understand. I am grateful that my parents are with me today because my mom, Jolene, has had an illness that could have killed her. My dad, Bob, has had injuries that he has sustained that he could have died from, but by the grace of God, they are both alive today. Now I know I'm not one to talk, for there's a few things that I've done in my life that is rude and inconsiderate, and you know what? I'm going to say it formally. I apologize for the actions that I have caused and the thoughts that were ruthless that were put into action. I apologize for those that have been done. I really am sorry for the stuff that I've started and all of that in my life growing up. So, Mom and Dad, thank you for everything you have done for me my whole life. Parents out there that might be watching this, and siblings, sisters, brothers, everybody out there aside from my parents, keep pushing forward for you and your family. Know that one day that they will either pay back with gratitude or even help you in one day just all together return the favor, and I will be praying every day, as I have done just about every night now, that everybody has prosperity, and I really do all of this. I have done this my whole life now. So thank you to the parents. Thank you to my parents. I hope you have a really blessed evening, and I know this is a little late. I'm actually about to go to bed myself, so good night, y'all. Thank you for watching. Happy Mother's Day and or Happy Father's Day. Y'all take care. Have a blessed evening. Good night.